What if I told you that dragons still exist today? Dragon flushed face. Not the fire-breathing dragons from fairy tales. Not the flying monsters from movies. But a real dragon. A living predator so terrifying that people who first encountered it believed they had discovered a creature from another age. And the most shocking part? It's alive right now. Hidden on a few remote islands in Indonesia. Meet the Komodo dragon, the closest thing our world has to a real dragon. Fire. At first glance, it looks like a giant lizard. But don't let that fool you. Because this reptile is one of the most dangerous predators on Earth. A fully grown Komodo dragon can reach over 3 meters, or 10 feet in length. And some can weigh more than 90 kilograms. That's heavier than many adult humans. Imagine walking through a quiet forest. And suddenly seeing a giant reptile emerge from the bushes. A reptile with sharp claws, muscular legs, and a tongue flicking through the air. It would feel like stepping into the age of dinosaurs. And in many ways. That's exactly what it is. The Komodo dragon belongs to an ancient lineage of giant monitor lizards that have survived for millions of years. While countless species disappeared from Earth, the Komodo dragon endured, becoming the ruler of its isolated islands. But its appearance is only the beginning. Because the way it hunts is even more frightening. Unlike cheetahs, wolves, or lions, Komodo dragons don't rely on speed alone. They rely on patience. They can spend hours watching, waiting, tracking their target. And when the perfect moment arrives, they attack with explosive force. A Komodo dragon can sprint surprisingly fast over short distances. Fast enough to catch deer, wild pigs, and other large animals. The victim often doesn't even realize the danger until it's too late. Then comes the bite. And that bite is legendary. For years, scientists believed bacteria inside the dragon's mouth helped kill its prey. But modern research revealed something even more terrifying. Komodo dragons possess venom. Their venom can lower blood pressure, prevent clotting, and weaken their victims. Meaning that even if prey escapes the initial attack, the battle may already be lost. The dragon simply follows. Patiently. Knowing the animal will eventually collapse. It's a hunting strategy that feels almost impossible to believe. But nature created it. And it works. Yet despite their fearsome reputation, Komodo dragons aren't mindless killers. They're intelligent predators. They can recognize patterns, learn from experience, and adapt to their environment. Young Komodo dragons even spend much of their lives living in trees. Why? Because adult dragons sometimes eat younger ones. Yes. Komodo dragons are known to be cannibalistic. Flushed face. Imagine spending your childhood hiding from your own species. For a young dragon, climbing trees can mean survival. As they grow larger, they descend to the ground. And eventually become the hunters everyone fears. But perhaps the most incredible thing about Komodo dragons is how perfectly they dominate their ecosystem. On their islands, they sit at the top of the food chain. Few animals challenge them. And almost everything respects them. When a Komodo dragon appears, other creatures pay attention. Because they know what it is capable of. Yet even these giants face threats. Habitat loss, climate change, and human activity continue to put pressure on their populations. Today, Komodo dragons exist naturally in only a small part of the world, making them one of Earth's most unique and precious predators. And honestly, that's what makes them so fascinating. They aren't dinosaurs. Yet they feel prehistoric. They don't breathe fire. Yet they look like dragons. They don't exist in myths. Yet they seem too incredible to be real. A giant reptile. A venomous hunter. A survivor from an ancient world. Still walking the earth today. And perhaps that's why the Komodo dragon continues to capture our imagination. Because every time we see one, we're reminded that some monsters never disappeared. They simply survived. Waiting on distant islands. For the world to discover them. Dragon fire. The Komodo dragon, the closest thing to a real dragon that still exists today. Eyes fire.